Right, so these kinds of videos are always difficult and scary to make, especially when you have 800 people breathing down your neck waiting for the next devlog. And then I come with a video like this. But before I get into the struggles I've been having and everything that has led up to the making of this video, I just want to say that Desktopia is going to get made. I just don't know when or how yet. Right, so let's start at the beginning. I have never actually made a game. I've made many failed games and I've also had a lot of ideas, but never did I reach the point where it was finished. So I should have seen this and thought to myself, better start small. I don't have the experience and skill to do something big. But here comes my problem. I am a writer, a storyteller, a world creator. I want my games or anything else I make to have meaning and to have a certain quality. And the current problem I am facing is that I have associated storytelling in games with huge AAA titles. Those games create stories that have literally made me cry. And even though I don't really play indie games that often, I am usually really invested in the stories that they tell, which showed me that games can be a great storytelling medium, even if it isn't a huge studio making them. But that's where I made my mistake. I thought I could create huge stories, worlds and characters for my games and make them by myself, just because I'd seen other people do it. What I didn't see then was the time that had gotten into making these games. Not just the actual development time, but also the time it took for them to get where they're at right now. The time it took for them to get the skills and experiences they now have. I didn't and still don't really have those skills and experiences. And it will take time for me to get them. But that won't really happen when I'm working on a huge game with no end in sight. It's actually quite ironic that my attempt at making a smaller game has led me to completely take a break from that game altogether. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, literally 2 videos ago, I started from scratch with this game because my ideas got too big. But because I didn't really change how I approach game development, it just happened again. So that's what I have to change. I need to change how I look at game development, and I need to change what I'm trying to do. Before now, I was approaching game development like writing a book. And as someone who has tried doing that many times and sometimes has gotten pretty far, I can say that it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And that's with some decent writing skills. Now let's say that I didn't have any writing skills and I tried writing a book. First off, it would take at least 4 times as long, but more importantly, it would feel like it takes forever. And motivation would be gone after a short while. But what I'm more afraid of is the fact that after that, I would probably never try writing a book again. Or at least not for a very long time. Which is probably what I would have done with game development at this point twice already. What keeps me coming back and trying to find some motivation is this YouTube channel. I love making these videos, but it's hard, almost impossible to make them when you don't have any progress on your game whatsoever. So that brings us to this point. I really want to make more videos, but the game I'm making the videos on isn't coming along at all. So for about 3 to 4 weeks, I've been trying to figure out how to make the game interesting for me again and how I can regain my motivation. And the reason I didn't decide to take a break earlier is because I've talked a lot about the idea of this game. And I've done that for such a long time with such passion that a lot of people got really excited, and now it just feels like I'm letting those people down. So for that, I am sorry. I shouldn't have sold you on an idea I couldn't make. But like I said in the beginning, I will at some point make it, just not right now. So what am I going to do? What does the future of this channel and my games look like? Well, hopefully it's going to be a bright future full of fun little games and every now and then a story title. So that basically means I will be creating a lot of smaller games with stories that aren't too crazy or no story at all. And once I've got the skills to make a bigger game, I will create a story title with a huge world, tons of interesting characters, and a beautiful storyline. And that is honestly something I am really excited about doing, but I need to not get ahead of myself and first get those skills I desperately need. I really need to learn not to write books, but instead write short stories. Not to climb mountains, but instead walk over hills. Not to spend 6 months on a game, but instead 2 to 3 weeks. Right, so that is basically all I wanted to say. I'm prepared to lose subscribers over this decision, and it is very likely that I will. And if you are one of the people that was only here to see the development of this game, just know that this is part of the development process too. And that is the big reason I even made this video. I pride myself on not being perfect, and I think that is a part of the appeal of this channel. I am not a master coder, great game designer, or incredible artist. I am just a guy that wants to make games and still has a lot to learn.